What's up, guys, and welcome back to our fourth and final round of our Bourbon Bracket Single Barrel Edition. And today we have a good one. This is New Riff, a 4-year-old bourbon, versus the Elijah Craig, an 18-year-old bourbon. Young versus old. Let's see what these two can bring. But as you know, we do this blind, so let's get Marissa down here so she can pour these up. So I don't know what I'm sipping on. Let's do this.
Hey guys, it's me. This is my favorite just based on the bottle, in case anyone wanted my feedback. You missed me, I know. Bye.
All right, so here we go. Look at this. She made a mess. I do want to address one thing that I know you got. Get a little more situated. Biggest thing I've gotten when doing these reviews so far is that you're saying to me, Chris, how can an 18-year compare to a 4-year? Or how can you compare a 110 proof to an 80 proof or a 90 proof? And the answer is you can't. You can't do it. It's not really fair. I understand that this isn't a perfect bracket, but this is what I've got. I've got 8 single barrels in my collection. I've got a March Madness bracket that I wanted to put together for you guys. So this is what we're dealing with. Now everybody's saying there's no way that New Riff can come out and take over this Elijah Craig, especially if you're taking price out of the equation. $200 bottle versus, I think this was like $50, $45? Can't remember exactly, but again, you get the point. Very expensive bottle versus a not so expensive bottle. Does that make this a cheap bottle? No, because I absolutely love New Riff. And I don't even like Elijah Craig that much. I have a couple of the barrel proofs. No, I have one barrel proof. I have their toasted barrel. Haven't really gotten into those yet. The small batch didn't do very well. So while we are talking about an 18-year versus 4-year, we're also talking about only a 90 proof versus our single barrel over here. I believe they keep it at 105.2 proof. So a 15.2 proof difference. Is that going to make a difference when it comes to this? But we have A, we have B. I think I'll be able to tell when you're talking about a 15 proof difference. I also think I'll be able to spot the Elijah Craig because it has a very unique, I guess it's not even unique, it's pretty standard actually. I'm expecting a very light flavor note compared to the 107 proof, which I expect a little bit more of a drinkability issue when it comes to all that. So let's see, we're going to start with A. We'll keep B here, and let's get into it. Everybody knows before we get started, time for the traditional sip. Ooh. If that's the Elijah Craig, I don't know if you could tell by the way she poured these. I haven't drank a lot of either of these. I think I just opened this. This one I had one sip of a couple of weeks ago when I first got it. That one has a little bit of a kick to it. And I gotta be honest with you, it's not even that great of a flavor profile. It's, if this is the New Riff, it wouldn't compare to the New Riff, what do I have? The New Riff Bottle and Bond, the 100 proof. Definitely a big ethanol kick when it comes to this one. And the flavors are just, it's a lot of heat, a little bit of oak, a little bit of vanilla, and I think this, I don't know if this is an undisclosed mash bill or not, but it tastes like it's got a pretty good rye kick to it. But nothing like overwhelming, no real good sweet notes, anything like that. Very dry, very short finish as well. Not that great. I don't hate it, but I also don't love it. If I were to review this without doing any type of comparison to something else, I don't think it would score that well. Now, if that's 107 proof, it's a little bit of a different story. If that's a 90 proof, that's absolutely terrible. My guess already straight off the bat is this is the New Riff, just because it does have that kick to it. And I think that Elijah Craig is going to be a little bit more generic when it comes to the flavor profile. This isn't bad, but it's not your tradition. It's still your traditional bourbon flavors, but it's not like a traditional vanilla, caramel, oak. Not a lot of vanilla or caramel when it comes to that. Not a lot of sweetness on the palate at all. And now I just gave that whole thing about maybe New Riff has a chance, and if this is the Elijah Craig, and that's, well, if this is the New Riff, it's not doing too well to start. So let's see. Okay. Wow. These are actually a lot more similar than I thought they were going to be. I expected Elijah Craig to be straight up vanilla, caramel, oak bomb, straight up traditional bourbon flavors. Still a very traditional bourbon flavor, but not very vanilla-y, not very caramely. A little bit of oak. I would say a little bit of vanilla, but pretty much just oak. And what that makes me think it's got to be 18 years, right, if it has this much oak on it. I don't even know what else I'm getting here. As you guys know, I'm not the best. This doesn't taste like you know, grandma's home baked pies or anything like that. I'm not going to pull any of those flavor profiles out. But this tastes like it's a little bit older aged just because of that extra oomph with that oak flavor. But it's not crazy different from A. It's not crazy better. It doesn't taste like a 90 proof, I can tell you that. So if this is only 90 proof, this actually has a pretty good kick to it too. So that would be surprising. That would be surprising if either one of these are 90 proof, to be quite honest with you. This is 90 proof, right? I'm not making that up. 40% alcohol, 45% alcohol by volume. So 105 proof versus a 90 proof, and they both have a pretty similar alcohol kick. Definitely more flavor from B. Definitely more kick from A, but not much. I think B's better as far as an overall thing, but I understand why people are saying there's no way you can compare it. If this is $50 and this is $200 and this is A and we're keeping price involved in here, this is 100% the better bourbon for the price over the Elijah Craig, but we got to follow the rules. We got to stick with what we've been doing all along, which is price isn't a factor, proof isn't a factor. We're just going off straight drinkability and straight taste, and that's all we're doing. So this is going to be a tough one to call. I'm going to finish these, actually. She didn't give me that much anyway. I'm off work tomorrow, so let's figure this out. I don't really like that much. I don't hate it. I think it's pretty good. I'm going to be really upset if that's a $200 bottle of bourbon, but I think this is the $200 bottle of bourbon. Now, you know I'm not a big oak fan either. Oak is like my least favorite thing. I went out, I actually bought the Knob Creek 15 year, right? Everybody loves Knob Creek. They make a great 9-year product, the 100 proof, everything's amazing. The 12 year I've heard great things about. Their 15 year, straight oak. It's an oak bomb. If you like oak, obviously 15 years in a barrel is going to make you taste like a little bit of oak, and you'll probably like that. Not for me. I don't know why I went out and spent the extra money on it. It was when I was young into my bourbon years, and I needed to make sure I had it in the collection. But I think this is the Elijah Craig. I think A is the new Riff, and I think I do have to give it to Elijah Craig, but let me preface that by saying not by much. New Riff did not lose this by much at all, if this is New Riff. Now let's get into figuring out what it is, but I'm going to call it there. Actually, no, I'm not. Let me finish it because I told you guys I would. There it is. It's got to be the 90 proof. If that's 105 proof, then I'm already giving it to New Riff. That's amazing. Not amazing. That's good. That's good. It's better than this. It's impressive that they're actually this close, but let's get into it. The big reveal. Holy shit. Pardon my French. I don't usually curse on this channel. This is A. This for 105 proof is pretty damn good. This beat it. I'm literally speechless right now. This is very good for 105 proof. This for a 90 proof, I don't know who thought this was an Elijah Craig win. Easy. This, maybe I got a bad single barrel, because obviously we know that they're all different. This is bottled 42220, barrel 4950. If you have barrel 4950 and you paid $200 for it, I would email Elijah Craig right now and ask for your money back before you even open that. That is not good. How did everybody think that Elijah Craig was just going to walk through this? New Riff is making waves in the bourbon community. If you're sleeping on New Riff, I can tell you right now, for whatever that bottle costs compared to a $200 bottle, that is absolutely phenomenal for 107 proof. I would have guessed 95. I still think it sipped heavier than a 90. 95, maybe 100 proof. You're talking 105.2, and it's delicious. It's fantastic. That is phenomenal. I am very glad that I honestly did not think that it was going to go that way. Very upset with the Elijah Craig. Again, a $200 bottle here in Pennsylvania. I know people that are paying even more for that, either on secondary or in states that aren't liquor controlled. That right there, again, I will say I'm not the biggest Elijah Craig fan. I will say that New Riff is a very good bottle of bourbon. The single barrel is great. The bottled and bond is even better, if you ask me. Larry Ebersol knows what they're doing. They're making waves in the bourbon community. Go out there, barrel proof without chill filtration, 52.6 proof. Go out there and get yourself a bottle of New Riff. You're not going to be mad about it. They're making waves. I know I keep saying that, but I think that's even what they say on their website. Elijah Craig loses. First round, Elite 8, gone. New Riff, the 4-year-old, stepping up to take on the Russell's Reserve in our final four. Then we have our Four Roses and our 1792. So make sure you tune in next week. I am very sorry to all our Elijah Craig fans out there. I know a lot of you have picked this not only to win this Elite Eight, not only to beat New Riff outright, but to actually win the tournament as well, and it is gone here in the first round. Underdog story, if I've ever heard it. New Riff coming out to take this one. And that's where we're going to leave it, folks. But in the meantime, before I end, make sure you check me out on Instagram. We're giving away great prizes throughout this entire March Madness. New Riff, if you guessed it, you're going to be added to the list for our grand prize at the end. I don't know if a lot of you are going to guess it, but we're going to find out. And in the meantime, please don't drink and drive. Drink responsibly. And as always, wash your hands. Pandemic ain't over, y'all. Although we are getting close. So what's our new saying? I need help thinking of a new saying since the pandemic might end. I don't really need you to wash your hands anymore or get the vaccines, although you should do that as well. I think we came up with stay happy, stay healthy, stay drinking. Cheers, y'all.